Now we are going to look at the definition of acceleration due to gravity. So we have seen the acceleration of a body when a body is moving horizontally on the ground, whereas if at all the body is moving vertically. For example, if you have a ground, so when a body is moving along this ground, if at all the motion of the body is along the ground, it will have an acceleration. Unlike that, if at all a body is moving under the influence of gravity, that means when it is moving in a vertical plane, so when the body is moving in a vertical plane, it will possess an acceleration which is called acceleration due to gravity. So acceleration due to gravity is defined as the acceleration possessed by a body due to gravitational influence, and it is denoted by G, denoted by G. Here case 1, when you look at the case 1, when the body is moving, towards the ground, A is going to be positive. So A is positive. Case 2, when the body is moving away from the ground, A is minus G, that is negative. G value is taken as 9.8 meter per second square on Earth. Now we are going to look at what does it mean by an acceleration due to gravity. See here, whenever a body is moving on a horizontal surface, by application of an accelerator, if we give an acceleration, the speed is gradually increasing, the velocity is gradually increasing. Unlike that, when we apply the brakes, the velocity is gradually decreasing. That means when speed is increasing or velocity is increasing gradually, you say that it is accelerated. Unlike that, when brakes are applied, the acceleration is decreasing. That is what we have defined as the retardation or the deceleration. Similarly, whenever a body is moving not on the ground, if it is moving away from the ground or towards the ground, just like in a vertical plane along Y. So if at all it is moving against the gravity, so Earth has a gravitational influence. That is the reason when you throw a body in upward direction, it will be coming towards the ground because of its gravitational pull. Because of the gravitational pull, if a body acquires the acceleration, that we define as the acceleration due to gravity. So here we can define the acceleration due to gravity as the acceleration possessed by a body due to gravitational influence. So if at all it is pulled towards the ground, we take it as positive, or otherwise if a body is taken away from the ground, we are taking it as the negative one. So here observe here, whenever a body is moving on the surface, we are taking this as the acceleration A. So that is what the definition we have seen previously. But unlike that, if the body is moving against the ground, against the surface, against the Earth's influence, then it is moving vertically upwards or vertically downwards. If at all the body is moving vertically downwards, it is being accelerated towards the ground. That means its velocity is gradually increasing, and at the time it touches the ground, it will be touching with the maximum velocity. Even if it has a zero velocity at certain height, if it is dropped, it gradually picks up and gains the velocity, and it reaches the ground with a greater velocity. Because of the Earth's influence, it possesses the gravity. So A is treated as G in this case. In case of the bodies which are moving against the gravitational influence or towards because of the gravitational influence, you call it as G. Here you can consider the two cases. The very first case is when the body is moving towards the ground, as I have seen in this figure. In this figure, the body is moving towards the ground. In this case, velocity is gradually increasing. That means the body is accelerated. So G value we are taking as positive in case of the body moving towards the ground. Body moving towards the ground you take as positive. When body moving away from the ground, you take as negative, because whenever you throw a body in upward direction, at the time of throwing it has the maximum velocity, but as it goes into the heights, its velocity gradually decreases. Since the velocity is gradually decreasing, you say that it is decelerating. That is the reason A value is taken to be minus G when it is moving away from the ground. When it is moving towards the ground, you are taking it as positive. So this is what the acceleration due to gravity. That means acceleration possessed by a body because of the gravitational influence. So in case of the Earth's influence, whenever a body is possessing the acceleration because of the Earth's influence, we are taking the value as 9.8 generally. Not in all cases, but most of the cases we take G value as 9.8 meter per second square in case of the body moving under the influence of Earth's gravity. So this is what about the acceleration due to gravity.